most important and mysterious ancient Egyptian monuments is the Serapeum Temple, which is surrounded by mystery on all sides. But it did not enjoy as much fame as the tomb of Tutankhamun, despite the fact that this strange and wondrous temple was distinguished by unparalleled engineering and architectural miracles. From its unique design to its long crypts and tunnels that it exceeds 400 meters and ends with its mysterious coffin. The question remains, what secret did the ancient Egyptians hide in the Seraphim Temple? The mysterious will follow to the end. I will become one day. It is a name given to every temple or religious structure dedicated to the worship of the God of oneness, Seraphim. It is a sacred cult that appeared in Egypt in the Greek era. It was created from the deities Osiris and Apis. It embodies Serapis in the form of a calf carrying the disk of the sun and the royal magnum between its horns. The goal of that was worship and unification of the Egyptians and Greeks in worshiping the protector deity, who combines the characteristics of the Greek deities Zeus and Hera with the characteristics of those worshipped in Egypt and Italy. In Egypt, there is a Serapeum in Saqqara and another in Alexandria. There is also a Serapeum in ancient Rome. This temple, which was discovered by the French Egyptologist Auguste Maret in 1851, is considered one of the most important tombs built in Memphis. It is located in the complex of the calf's tambourine, which was sacred in the period of ancient Egyptian captivity. It symbolizes fertility and is worshipped in separate ancient Egypt. Their fate is Saqqara and Abba, about a group of corridors dug under the surface of the earth, which were designated for burying calf mummies, fully mummified like kings, and the most luxurious jewelry placed with them. However, the strange thing is that all of the coffins were found empty and closed except for only one coffin, which leads us to wonder about the goal behind the manufacture of these coffins and whether they were looted and stolen by one of them. The toilets themselves carry a lot of mystery in terms of their number, huge size, and manufacture, numbering 26. A huge coffin. The strange thing is that it rings. The lid of one coffin weighs 30 tons, and the boots of my coffin itself weigh 70 tons. Where is each coffin close to 100 tons? This means that it needs hundreds of men to move each box. So why were coffins made of such huge size? And even how were they made in the first place? Then where is Tobita? It is made of high hardness rocks, such as red and black granite, which are rocks that cannot be handled except by diamond cutters. And it is not possible to someone carved it with the tools that were used in the era of the sauropods, which were, respectively, stones, copper, bronze, and then iron in the later eras, all of which could not be dealt with at all with these tools, in addition to making them falcon in this way. Which makes us wonder, dear viewer, how the ancient Egyptian cut these huge, extremely hard rocks and centered them in this way. Did they use shovels and primitive hammering machines in such a huge work? Or did they use very advanced, unknown machines and equipment? This is not the case. The calculation between all the internal and external angles of the arc is about 90 perfect degrees is not 90.1, nor is it 89.9. It is also a correction factor with an error rate of less than 0.02%. Which is a degree that cannot be achieved in the modern era, except by using high-precision machines or laser optical technology in order to obtain complete certification. So how did the ancient Egyptians do it? And if those coffins had, it was made to bury the sacred calf. It is best made and is only the normal size of a bull, not that unreasonably huge. Can you imagine? Before the extraction of one of the coffins, King Farouk sought the help of many workers. Despite this, he was unable to move it from its place for more than a few meters. Let us move to Serapeum to learn more about it. As the Serapeum of Saqqara consists of a group of tunnels and catacombs 400 meters long, dug into the heart of the city, the rocks of the Saqqara Plateau, and this in itself requires a tremendous effort. It is difficult to believe that it was carried out using human hands alone. It will take a long time to lead you to peace. It is a large terrace at the end of which is a small door that opens to a main corridor in one straight line. Looking at the floor, we find one of them wooden and the other glass, to see the original ground of the corridors. On both sides of the temple, there are 24 burial rooms facing each other. Rather, they were dug alternately so as not to create pressure on the clay soil that was dug. It is decorated with ancient Egyptian inscriptions, and in each room he was buried on a huge granite coffin of a shade of colors. It is different, as we previously mentioned, and shows multiple ancient Egyptian inscriptions on it. The Serapeum tunnels have one door that is considered the entrance and exit. Here lies another mystery: how the giant coffins were placed inside the tunnel, which has one very narrow entrance. The strange thing is that the view inside the tunnels, even with the presence of the sun, is very dark, and there is any trace of the places of feelings on the walls of hypocrisy. Just as any fiery torches in that depth with the rubble and dirt will be a heavy and suffocating act, which has led some to wonder about. The lighting methods used in the Serapeum of Saqqara even ask whether there was electricity in ancient Egypt. It is also said that you carry a spindle in the summer and find it cold, and in the winter it is hot, and you sweat in it. Thus we find this temple shrouded in secrets from all sides without the scholars being able to ascertain which of them. Will the day come in which we discover the secret behind Nabid Serapeum Saqqara? We hope that you will like the content. We also ask you to support the channel by subscribing and activating all notifications.